Let us start chemistry. In chemistry, we'll see electrochemistry chapter. In electrochemistry, we are discussing conductivity. That is a molar conductivity. Molar conductivity we'll see. In the molar conductivity, we are taking what is the thing in the sense lambda m naught. Lambda m naught. That is molar conductivity at zero concentration. Molar conductivity at zero concentration, we can say. So, next we will see. Next we are saying uh, lambda m of k plus lambda m of k plus of KCl, lambda m of k plus of KBr, that we will take. Now we will take lambda m of k plus of KCl, lambda m of k plus of KBr, that we will take. Lambda m in the sense molar conductivity. Lambda m in the sense molar conductivity. KCl solution, if you take, this contains K plus ions and Cl minus ions. K plus ion contribute certain magnitude towards conductivity, towards molar conductivity. That contribution is called lambda m of K plus. Similarly, Cl minus contribute certain conductivity, that is called molar conductivity of Cl minus. So in this KBr, K plus contribution is called a molar conductivity of K plus. In this KBr solution, K plus contribution is called a molar conductivity of K plus. In this KCl solution, K plus contribution is called molar conductivity of K plus. Now see, in the KCl solution, K plus ions present, Cl minus ions present. K plus ions carrying current. Using that molar conductivity of K plus we can get. Cl minus ions also carrying current. Using that we can get molar conductivity of Cl minus. In the same way, in this KBr solution, we can get molar conductivity of K plus ions and molar conductivity of Br minus ions. Sorry, okay. Now, the molar conductivity depends on what? That we'll see. Molar conductivity of K plus of KCl, that depends on what? That point we'll see. Molar conductivity in the sense, what are the points we have to consider? That point we'll see. Molar conductivity of K plus means, first we have to take 1 mole of KCl. 1 mole of KCl solution we have to take. 1 mole of KCl solution we have to consider. In that 1 mole of KCl solution, how many moles of K plus ions? How many moles of K plus ions are present? That how many moles of K plus ions present you have to see. That contribution towards conductivity, towards current carrying ability is called molar conductivity. That we have to see. Sir. And this K plus ions carrying current. So K plus ions carrying current means K plus ions are moving. K plus ions are carrying current means K plus ions are moving. K plus ions movement. K plus ions movement is affected by Cl minus ions due to attraction. This point you see, K plus ions. This K plus ions movement is affected by Cl minus ions due to attraction. Cl minus ions are attracting K plus ions. Cl minus ions are attracting K plus ions. Therefore, movement of K plus ions is affected by Cl minus ions. Attraction will be there. Cl minus anions will attract cations. Similarly, cations will attract anions. So due to attraction, movement is affected. Movement is affected means current carrying ability also will be affected. Current carrying ability also will be affected. Sorry, okay. Next we have to see solvent. We have to see solvent effect will be there. Solvent effect will be there. Temperature effect will be there. Temperature effect. Then solvation. Solvation means, for example, hydration. These points and all is there. Solvation, hydration is there. Then viscosity is there. Viscosity of solvent. viscosity of solvent, like this many factors are there. Molar conductivity depends on these many factors. Sir, okay. Now let us discuss these two. These two we are comparing. That means lambda m of k plus of KCl and lambda m of k plus of KBr. These two we have to compare. Lambda m means molar conductivity. Okay. So molar conductivity means we have to take 1 mole of electrolyte. 1 mole of electrolyte. Okay, let us take 1 mole of KCl in the solution. Let us take 1 mole of KBr in the electrolytic solution. Sorry. Molar conductivity means we need not bother about volume of solution. We have to see electrolyte should be 1 mole. That we have to consider. So molar conductivity of K plus of KCl, molar conductivity of K plus of KBr means consider 1 mole of KCl in the electrolytic solution. Consider 1 mole of KBr in the electrolytic solution. Okay. Now, in this solution, KCl is present. It is undergoing ionization. Due to ionization, we are getting K plus ions. How many moles of K plus ions are there? We have to see that is contributing. That is contributing current carrying ability. That is contributing a carrying of current. That contributes a current carrying of current. Okay. So these many ions carrying current. That contribution is called molar conductivity. Now this K plus ions are moving, therefore it is moving because it has to carry current. It is moving, this movement is affected by what means Cl minus due to attraction. K plus ions are attracted by Cl minus ions, therefore its movement is affected by Cl minus ions. Sorry. In the same way, K plus is attracted by Br minus Cl. Sorry. Now solvent, here solvent remains same, we will take. Here temperature remains same, we will take. Here K plus is undergoing hydration, here also K plus is undergoing hydration. Here viscosity of solvent remains same. Like this we will consider. So what are the points same means 1 mole of KCl, 1 mole of KBr same. Solvent same, temperature same, okay. Solvation, here solvation possible, here also solvation possible. Viscosity of solvent same, okay. So where the difference is there? Where the difference is there means 1 point. Degree of dissociation of KCl and degree of dissociation of KBr. 1 mole of KCl if you take in the electrolytic solution, we cannot say all the KCl undergo dissociation. Since it is strong electrolyte, no doubt. Strong electrolyte means extent of ionization will be high, but we cannot say complete ionization. Sir, KCl is strong electrolyte, KBr also strong electrolyte. KCl undergoes higher extent of ionization, KBr also undergoing higher extent of ionization. But the degree of dissociation of KCl and degree of dissociation of KBr are not same because it is Cl minus, here Br minus. So degree of dissociation of KCl, degree of dissociation of KBr, we cannot say same. Sir. So here number of moles of K plus ions, here number of moles of K plus ions, here number of moles of K plus ions, can we say same? No. Sorry, number of moles of K plus ions present here, number of moles of K plus ions present here, not same. Why? Because degree of dissociation of KCl and KBr are different. Sorry, okay. Then K plus ions are moving, K plus ions are carrying current. That contribution is called molar conductivity here. Similarly, K plus is contributing, K plus contribution is called molar conductivity of K plus. Sorry. In this case, Cl minus ions are attracting K plus ions. Due to attraction, K plus ions movement decreases, current carrying ability also decreases. Do you accept this point? K plus ion carrying current means K plus ions are moving towards cathode. This anion is attracting K plus ion means its movement towards cathode is affected, isn't it? Do you think same manner here also affected? Br minus is attracting K plus. Due to attraction, K plus migration towards cathode, will it be affected by Br minus? What do you say? Sorry. So Br minus ions are attracting K plus ions. So Br minus ions are pulling K plus ions. So K plus ions migration towards cathode is affected due to Br minus. Okay. So Cl minus ions are attracting K plus, Br minus ions are attracting K plus. Do you think attraction between Cl minus and K plus, attraction between Br minus and K plus same? Do you think remains same or different? Sir, you are saying different. Why do you think different? Why do you think attraction between K plus and Cl minus, K plus and Br minus different? Because here Cl minus ion, here Br minus ion, nature is different. Nature is different. Therefore, attraction magnitude here different. Okay. So now you say, you are saying that, okay, you are saying that size is different. Cl minus Br minus size is different. Therefore, attraction is different. Okay. You are saying like this. Now you say lambda m of K plus of KCl, lambda m of K plus of KBr remains same or different? What do you say? Lambda m of K plus of KCl, lambda m of K plus of KBr. Okay, you are saying different. Sir, you are saying lambda m of K plus of KCl, lambda m of K plus of KBr are different. Sir, okay. You are saying that molar conductivity of K plus of KCl, molar conductivity of K plus of KBr are different. Sir, okay. You are saying like this. Okay. Next point we will see. Next point we will take. Now we will consider. Now we will consider what in the sense. We will consider what point in the sense. Lambda m naught of K plus of KCl. Then lambda m naught of K plus of KBr. Like this we will consider. Now we are coming for next point. We are coming for next point. What is the point in the sense lambda m naught? Lambda m naught. This naught in the sense concentration is 0. Concentration is 0 means infinitely diluted solution. This 0 indicates concentration is 0. Sir. Now here we are considering that concentration is 0. Concentration is equal to 0. That means concentration 0 in the sense infinitely diluted solution. Infinitely diluted solution. Infinitely diluted solution. Sorry. Concentration is 0 means infinitely diluted solution. Okay. Infinitely diluted solution means how the extent of ionization will be there. How the extent of ionization will be there. KCl ionizes to give K plus and Cl minus ions. Similarly, KBr ionizes to give K plus ions and Br minus ions. Now see, concentration is 0, infinitely diluted solution. Infinitely diluted solution means whatever the electrolyte alpha is equal to 1. Whether it is weak electrolyte or strong electrolyte, whatever the electrolyte you take, alpha is 1 when the concentration is 0 or infinitely diluted solution. Whatever the electrolyte you take. We cannot say I. We cannot say I. Alpha is 1. Complete ionization we can say. I word we can avoid. Alpha is equal to 1 means 100% ionization. 100% ionization. That means all the molecules will be in the ionic form. Sir, now we will take 1 mole of KCl, 1 mole of KCl in the solution we will take. 1 mole of KCl in the solution. Similarly here we will take 1 mole of KBr in the solution. 1 mole of KBr in the solution. Now how much K plus ions present means 1 mole of K plus ions present here because complete ionization. Here also 1 mole of K plus ions present because of complete ionization, because 0 concentration, infinitely diluted solution, alpha is equal to 1. Sorry. Now here attraction between K plus ions and Cl minus ions we will see. Attraction between K plus ions and Cl minus ions we will see. That magnitude we will take. Here also we will take the magnitude attraction between K plus ions and Br minus ions we will see. Br minus ions we will see. Here if you see, here between here ions are K plus ions and Cl minus ions. Here ions are K plus and Br, K plus ions and Br minus ions. Now what is the attraction between K plus ions and Cl minus ions? That magnitude we'll see. Attraction between K plus ions and Br minus ions, that magnitude we'll see. Now see, concentration is 0. Concentration 0 means what is the meaning that you have to think. Now suppose we are taking a lemon juice. 1 glass of lemon juice we are taking. We suppose we are saying that it is nice, it is tasty. We are saying, suppose we are saying it is tasty, it is nice. We feel that we want to drink 1 more glass of juice. That means the taste is sweet nature is there. That's why we are saying. Now we will consider 1 glass of juice. That tasty juice we will consider. To that 1 more glass of water we will add. What happens to the taste? Reduces. Let us add still 1 more glass of water. Still taste reducing. If we add around 1000 liters of water, what will happen? It will behave like water, or it will behave like lemon juice. It will behave like water only. No, you are saying no taste. That is nothing but it is just nothing but water. In that, under that condition, what is the concentration of citric acid? What is the concentration of citric acid lemon in that case? Shall we say 0? Shall we say infinitely diluted solution? So infinitely diluted solution means that is the meaning. So concentration 0, a concentration 0 or infinitely diluted solution means that is the meaning. Now under this condition you see K plus ions and Cl minus ions. How the distance between K plus ions and Cl minus ions will be there, you see, you think it. Under this condition, when the concentration is 0, what is the distance between K plus ions and Cl minus ions, you think it. So K plus ions will be between K plus ions and Cl minus ions, huge number of water molecules will be there, or less number of water molecules will be there, you think it. Under that condition, how the attraction between K plus ions and Cl minus ions will be there, you think it. So how this magnitude will be there, you think. Similarly, you see the magnitude here. Now what do you say about this magnitude and this magnitude? Shall we say that here magnitude is there or there is no magnitude? Now you are saying that here magnitude is, you are in what way you are feeling, in the sense magnitude is almost nil. Magnitude is almost nil. Magnitude is almost nil. Attraction magnitude is almost nil. That means attraction is almost nil means K plus ions behave independently. That is the meaning. K plus ions behave independently. K plus ions behave independently. That is the meaning, no? Here attraction between K plus ions and Cl minus ions almost nil. There is no attraction, almost nil in the sense there is no attraction between these ions. There is no attraction in the sense Cl minus is not pulling K plus and vice versa. Therefore, K plus ions are not getting attraction by Cl minus ions. So K plus ions behave independently. So K plus ions here, K plus ions behaving independently here. Here also K plus ions behaving independently. Now say, what is the magnitude of this and what is the magnitude of this? Lambda m naught of K plus here, lambda m naught of K plus of KCl, lambda m naught of K plus of KBr. How it will be there, do you think? Because in KCl solution, K plus ions are there. In KBr solution, K plus ions are there. Here K plus ions behave independently. Here also K plus ions behave independently. K plus ions are not getting attraction from Cl minus. K plus ions are not getting attraction from Br minus. So behavior of K plus ions in this solution, how it will be there, you see. So In what way the K plus ions are moving? In what way the K plus ions are moving, you think? So current carrying ability by K plus ions here, current carrying ability by K plus ions you see. So here K plus ions behave independently means K plus ions are not affected by neighbors. Here K plus ions behave independently means K plus ions are not affected by neighbors. Therefore, uh, lambda m naught of K plus of KCl, lambda m naught of K plus of KBr. How it will be? How it will be there? Do you think same or different? So you are saying that lambda m naught of K plus of KCl, lambda m naught of K plus of KBr remains equal, remains equal, remains equal. So from this we can come to conclusion that when the concentration is zero, that means when the concentration is, when the solution is infinitely diluted solution, how the lambda m naught will be there means lambda m naught of cation will be remaining same whatever the anion present in the solution. So what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion we got in the sense? What is the conclusion we got in the sense? Lambda m naught of cation remains same in the solution whatever the anion present. That means we can come to the conclusion that lambda m naught of K plus, lambda m naught of K plus of KCl is equal to K2SO4 is equal to KBr is equal to KHSO4 is equal to KNO3 is equal to, like this we can say any substance we can say whatever the substance we can say K, like this we can say. So we are coming to conclusion that lambda m naught of K plus, lambda m naught of K plus, lambda m naught of uh, lambda m naught of K plus of KCl, lambda m naught of K plus, lambda m naught of K plus of KCl, K2SO4, KBr, KHSO4, KNO3, K, whatever the electrolytic solution you take, lambda m naught of K plus of all the solutions are equal. All the solutions are equal. Therefore, lambda m naught of lambda m naught of cation remains same whatever the anion present in the solution. In the same way, we can conclude that lambda m naught of anion remains same whatever the cation present in the solution. So this point says that now then we can take another point. Now we will take lambda m naught of Cl minus of KCl is equal to HCl is equal to NaCl equal to NaCl equal to AlCl3 equal to AlCl3. Like this we can say. That means here you see that lambda m naught of Cl minus, in this 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 lambda m naught of Cl minus remains same. Sir. So because of independent behavior, sir. Now we will take lambda m naught of NaCl, lambda m naught of NaCl we will take. Lambda m naught of Na plus we will take. Lambda m naught of Na plus. Lambda m naught of Cl minus we will take. Lambda m naught of Cl minus we will take. Now you see that it is called molar conductivity of NaCl at zero concentration. Molar conductivity of NaCl at zero concentration. It is called molar conductivity of Na plus at zero concentration. It is called molar conductivity of Cl minus at zero concentration. Now, its molar conductivity is nothing but, its molar conductivity means its current carrying ability. Its current carrying ability means which will carry current? Na plus and Cl minus. Therefore, what is the relation among these three, do you feel? What is the relation among these three? Do you think that they are related in this way? They are related in this way. Shall we say like this? Now see, molar conductivity of NaCl. Molar conductivity of NaCl means current carrying ability of NaCl. Which will carry current in the NaCl? Na plus ions will carry current, Cl minus ions will carry current. Therefore, lambda m naught of NaCl, lambda m naught of Na plus, lambda m naught of Cl minus. What is the relation? Sum of these two is equal to this, isn't it? So, let us take some other. Now we will take lambda m naught of K2SO4. Lambda m naught of K2SO4, how to write in the sense, lambda m naught of K plus ions 2 times present, and lambda m naught of sulfate ions, lambda m naught of sulfate ions. What is the relation in the sense, shall we say like this? Shall we say like this, you think? Here lambda m naught of K2SO4, potassium sulfate contains 2 times potassium ions, 2 times potassium ions, sulfate ion 1 time. So we can say in this way, we can relate like this. Next relation you see, lambda m naught of Ca3PO4 twice, calcium phosphate, Ca3PO4 twice, that is equal to lambda m naught of cation, cation is calcium ion how many times means 3 times, and lambda m naught of anion, anion is what means phosphate, PO4 3 minus, phosphate how many times means 2 times, sum of these two is equal to this. Can we say like this? Cation is calcium, that is how many times means 3 times. Anion is phosphate, that is how many times means 2 times. Sum of these two is equal to lambda m naught of calcium phosphate. Can we say like this? This is what law means, Kohlrausch law. This is only Kohlrausch law. Sorry, what Kohlrausch law says in the sense, lambda m naught of ion is same, it is not depending on another ion. Lambda m naught of cation is not depending on whatever the anion. Lambda m naught of cation do not depend on anions present. So lambda m naught of cation remains same whatever the anion is present. Similarly, we can say lambda m naught of anion remains same whatever the cation is present. And sum of these contributions is nothing but this one. This is only what law means, Kohlrausch law we can say. Sorry. Now, what is the application of Kohlrausch law? What is the use of Kohlrausch law? We will see. These are salts. These are strong electrolytes. For strong electrolytes, lambda m naught we can get from graph by extrapolation. Lambda m naught of strong electrolytes we can get from graph by extrapolation. Can we get lambda m naught of weak electrolytes using graph by extrapolation? Lambda m naught of weak electrolytes can we get using graph by extrapolation? No. Using graph we cannot get lambda m naught of weak electrolytes. Sir, we will take one example for weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte, one example we will take. Acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. Lambda m naught of acetic acid we will see. Weak electrolyte is acetic acid. Lambda m naught of acetic acid. This we can say in terms of like this. Lambda m naught of acetate ion. Lambda m naught of acetate ion and lambda m naught of H plus. We can say like this. So sum of these two is equal to this. Now see this point. Lambda m naught of acetic acid means which will contribute current. One is anion, one is cation. Anion is acetate ion, cation is H plus. So sum of these two values is nothing but lambda m naught of acetic acid. This value we cannot get from graph by extrapolation. This value we cannot get by graph by extrapolation. So how to get this value? So what Kohlrausch law says, we'll see. Kohlrausch law, what it says in the sense, let us take sodium acetate. Sodium acetate is a strong electrolyte. Sodium acetate is a strong electrolyte. Then let us take sodium chloride and HCl. HCl we have taken. Then let us take lambda m naught of NaCl. Now we have taken 3 electrolytes. These 3 electrolytes are strong electrolytes. Sodium acetate, HCl, NaCl. These 3 electrolytes are strong electrolytes. For these values we can get from respective graph by extrapolation. It is weak electrolyte. This value we cannot get by graph using by extrapolation. So now we have taken these three. These three we can write in another way. Now sodium acetate we will write as lambda m naught of acetate, lambda m naught of acetate plus lambda m naught of Na plus. Like this we can take sodium acetate. HCl we can write as lambda m naught of H plus lambda m naught of Cl minus. Like this HCl we can write. NaCl we can write as lambda m naught of Na plus lambda m naught of Cl minus. It is NaCl. Now you see that these values we know from graph. This value we do not know from graph. Now sodium acetate we have written like this, HCl we have written like this, NaCl we have written like this. These three if you take for what mathematical operation such that we will get this one, which is nothing but this. You think that these three you take for certain mathematical operation. From these three we can get this one. Can we get this? You think it? If we get this, that meaning is we have got this one. Now think it that can we get this one from these three? If it is okay, you are saying that it is possible. You are saying it is possible. In what way you are saying? In the sense here we have to add, here we have to subtract. So you are adding here you are subtracting. Here you are subtracting. So by doing that, can we get this one? That we will see. By doing that, what happens means Na plus getting cancelled, then Cl minus getting cancelled. What is the rest? What is the rest in the sense acetate is rest and H plus is rest. Acetate ion is there and H plus ion is there. Sum of these two is nothing but this. So we got lambda m naught of weak electrolyte. Now lambda m naught of weak electrolyte we got using lambda m naught of strong electrolytes. So it is the application of Kohlrausch law, we can say. So using Kohlrausch law, we can get lambda m naught of weak electrolytes. Lambda m naught of weak electrolytes we got. Sorry, okay. Now, can we get degree of dissociation using molar conductivities? Can we get degree of dissociation using molar conductivities? That we will see. Can we get a degree of dissociation? Alpha is called a degree of dissociation. Can we get a degree of dissociation using molar conductivities? That point we'll see. Now we will take acetic acid. Acetic acid will take. This we will dissolve in water. This undergoes a dissociation and gives what means acetate ion and H plus ions. Acetic acid on dissociation gives acetate ions and H plus ions. Sir. Initially we are taking suppose 1 mole of acetic acid. It is undergoing dissociation. How much means x moles of acetic acid is dissociated. So at equilibrium, how many moles of acetic acid is there? Means 1 minus x moles of acetic acid is there. Acetate ion x moles present. H plus ions x moles present. H plus ions x moles present. When you take concentration is 0, that means infinitely diluted solution. You are taking acetic acid to this condition. Infinitely diluted solution. To this condition, you are taking acetic acid. Under that condition, acetic acid undergoes complete dissociation. So undissociated acetic acid molecules not there. Acetate ions how much produces means 1 mole produces. H plus ions how much produces means 1 mole produces. Now see this point, acetic acid you have taken, you have dissolved in water, so you got aqueous solution of acetic acid. You are taking initially acetic acid 1 mole, it is undergoing dissociation, how much means x moles. It is weak electrolyte. Acetic acid is weak electrolyte, it undergoes partial dissociation, so x moles, so how much is remaining at equilibrium means 1 minus x moles. X moles dissociating means x moles acetate ions and x moles H plus ions produces. If you take this solution to infinitely diluted solution, what happens means it undergoes complete dissociation. So undissociated acetic acid molecules not present. Since it is undergoing complete dissociation, you are getting acetate ion 1 mole and H plus ion 1 mole. Okay. Now we will go for molar conductivity. Now it is carrying. Now we are going for molar conductivity. Now molar conductivity at a given concentration, we will see this molar conductivity at a given concentration depends on this x moles of H plus ions. X moles of H plus ions depends on x moles of acetate ions. X moles of acetate ions not depending on this acetic acid. Sir, because it is anion moving towards anode, it is cation moving towards cathode, so contributing current. It is undissociated, so not contributing. Sorry, okay. Now we will see here molar conductivity. We will see at zero concentration or infinitely diluted solution. Now it is depending on this molar conductivity at zero concentration depend on 1 mole of H plus ions, 1 mole of H plus ions, and 1 mole of acetate ions, 1 mole of acetate ions, 1 mole of acetate ions. Here undissociated acetic acid not there. Sir. So lambda m naught depends on 1 mole of H plus ions and 1 mole of acetate ions. That means 2 moles of ions. Sir. Now we will see. Now we will consider. Now degree of dissociation alpha is equal to number of moles dissociated by initial number of moles. It is alpha. Initial number of moles. Alpha is called what? Number of moles dissociated by initial number of moles. It is only alpha. Sir. So what is meant by alpha? We got number of moles of acetic acid dissociated. Number of moles of acetic acid dissociated by number of moles of acetic acid taken is called a degree of dissociation alpha. We are saying degree of dissociation alpha. Sir. Now number of moles of acetic acid dissociated. Number of moles of acetic acid dissociated. How much in the sense x moles of acetic acid dissociated. How many moles of acetic acid initially we have taken means 1 mole of acetic acid we have taken initially. Sir. Now how do we relate these with this lambda m and this shall we see? This with this we will see. Now we have to relate this. We have to relate this with this one. How to relate that we have to see. Sir. Now see, x is equal to alpha is equal to x by 1. Therefore we can say x is equal to alpha. X is equal to alpha. We can say x is equal to alpha. That point we got. X is equal to alpha we got. Sorry. Now we will substitute here. In this case we will substitute. So the first case we will take. We got x is equal to alpha. We got lambda m at given concentration is directly proportional to x square. Lambda m at infinitely diluted solution at zero concentration is directly proportional to 2 moles of acetate ions. 2 moles of ions we got. Now lambda mc is equal to some constant into alpha square. X is equal to alpha substitute. Lambda m naught is equal to some constant into 2. Some constant into 2 that we have substituted. Sir. Now we will substitute this k we will substitute. So lambda mc is equal to this lambda m naught by 2 alpha square we got. Alpha square we got. Sorry. Now what is the relation between this alpha and lambda mc, lambda m naught we will see. Here think that this is nothing but 2 ions. 2 ions in the sense